Hey guys, it's Josh here and welcome back to another video. So today I'll be going over my unofficial custom content add-ons for the Businesses and Hobbies expansion pack and the Lovestruck expansion pack. Anyway, let's just jump right into build mode because I have a lot to show. We are in build mode now, and in case you're not familiar with my add-on series, it's basically where I just go through and supplement the build by catalog of a pack. So in this case, it is Businesses and Hobbies and Lovestruck. So starting with the Lovestruck add-on, basically what you see here currently is some of the objects added in the expansion pack, and in a moment you'll see all of the new objects that have been added in the Lovestruck add-on. So here we are with all of the new items that have been added with the add-on. So starting over here with the seating, we have a love seat and sofa version of the really nice living chair that was added in with the expansion. And over here is just a simple dining chair version of the stool. And then over here we've got a table and chair addition to this really interesting outdoor love seat that we got. And honestly, when I first saw it, I thought it could fit 3 Sims, but it can only fit 2. So I just made like a simplified version and made matching tables so your outdoor areas can use these. And there is clutter slots on both levels. Moving on to the dining tables, we've got 2 new sets. So basically this first one is the bar table set, which is based on this 2 tile version. So pretty much just completed the set. So now there's a 1 tile and 3 tile version. And then I also converted it into a a regular height dining table. So it's a complete set. And then over here is just different versions of the desk that we got. So there's just a symmetrical 2 tile version and a single tile version. Because honestly, I always need more single tile desks because I don't feel like we got enough. And I honestly still sometimes end up just using like a dining table. And now over here we've got the end table that was added with the pack, so I've converted them into various different objects because when I first saw this, I honestly thought there was going to be a matching dresser with it, so I went ahead and made a matching dresser. I also made 2 coffee tables, so a 2 tile wide one and a 1 tile wide one, and also into a slightly more thinner accent table for hallways. And then over here we have 2 circular tables that were based off of these 2 accent tables. I thought they were really cool, and I just wanted to make a round table because I feel like we don't have enough round tables. Maybe we do, but I just want more, so I just made some. And then moving on to the miscellaneous items, we've got a separated version of these collection of photos. So you can mix and match, or you can just use a couple together. And it also gives you the control to customize each swatch individually. Because that's one thing I don't like about these combined items, is that you can never individually customize them. So this does resolve that issue if you'd like to. You can still combine them together like the original item, and then you still have the control to customize each one individually, or you can just use them individually to in a small space. Like these small paintings, I feel like I'm going to use them a lot because I just have so many small little empty corners like this where putting these would just fill up that space really nicely. And then over here we've got the individual plants. So the original object was a combined object, so same thing as the photos. You can now customize them individually and place them together, or you can just use them separately. The small one does does function as a small plant pot, so you can now put them on tables if you wish. And then over here we have a separated version of the picnic table that we got. And I thought this was really cool, it's really colorful, but sometimes I don't need that extra color, so I figured I might as well make a separated version so you can have you can make it a bit less colorful if you want, because sometimes you don't need that added color. Yeah, pretty simple. These do function as dining booths, like the ones from Sims 4 Dine Out. So your Sims will be able to shuffle in from the side and sit down like normal. And then lastly, we have a closed version of the trunk, which has some clutter slots on top. Because you don't always want to have your trunk open like that, so maybe sometimes you want to close it and just have some clutter on top instead and use it as a table of some sort. But yeah, now we will move on to the businesses and hobbies add-on. Moving on to the businesses and hobbies side of things, like with the Lovestruck add-on, the objects that you can see here currently are some of the objects that have been added with the expansion pack, and in a moment you'll see all of the objects that have been added in my businesses and hobbies add-on. So here we are with all of the objects. We'll just start with the tables like last time. Over here we've got a single and triple tile version of the bar table that was added in the expansion, and then a single and triple tile version of the regular height dining table. And then over here, I have converted the really cool coffee table that we got into a dining table because I honestly really like the swatches with all the wooden legs and the marble tabletop. I thought it was really sleek, so I just turned that into a dining table so I could use it like a dining table because I was like, honestly, this would make a good dining table. And then lastly, for the tables, we've got a circular bar table. Or like I suppose it functions as a single tile bar table. It's just it's honestly just a bigger version of the end table that we got. I believe it's classified as an end table, or they categorized it as an end table. Moving on to the living room options now, I've added a sofa version of the really pretty love seat that we got. So I especially loved the cloth from this. Like I loved how you can either choose to have it or not have it. I like when EA give us more options. And then over here we have the sofa version of the living chair and love seat set that they created. So pretty much just completed the set. And then over here, I've just gone ahead and made a sofa version of the two. Are these like ottomans? Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, they're just love seat sized seats, I suppose. So I've gone ahead and made a sofa and a version of both. So, and they just have the same amount of swatches. Like, I don't know if I said this yet, but every object in this add-on and the previous Lovestruck one all have the same swatches as the original object, so you can use them all together without any issues. Moving on to the miscellaneous items now. Starting over here, we've got new versions of the dresser that we got. So this functions as this dresser, but these function as an end table. So yeah, new options with those. Over here, we've got just a smaller version of the tattoo, I guess the tidy tattoo trolley. Honestly, I felt like it was a bit big. I mean, I know this is meant for like a business lot for tattoo parlors, I suppose, but I just wanted like a smaller version just so I could use it as like an end table if I really wanted to, and all the swatches are consistent with the original. Moving on, we've got a modified version of this like sales table. Like I honestly thought this table was really cool and I loved like the industrial style of it compared to the other tables that we got, which are a lot more like, I suppose, modern, like just general modern, but this is a lot more industrial because of the metal, I suppose. But yeah, I really liked the table, and like honestly the swatches for it, except maybe this one, I really liked. Like I just like the dark wooden tones, I like the light ones, and even like the white and black ones as usual. And yeah, I just converted them into a dining table set. And I also have a similar to how the original object has like the lights and the cloth. I did actually include those in the swatches. So if you want to, you can include like the cloth and lights. So maybe like when your Sims are having a party, you can change the table to have the cloth and the lights as like a little celebration thing, I suppose. And then over here, we've got just like you can see underneath there's like some boxes and a few baskets, so I pretty much just separated those so you can use them as like decorations, because honestly I thought they were really cool, especially these baskets. Like why did we not get these as a separate object? They're really cool, and this is like one of the exceptions when it comes to swatches, so that's mainly just because a lot of the swatches have like reused the exact same color scheme, so they ended up only being 4 different colors. And then these ones also have a reduced number of swatches. And now moving on to the desks, I just simply made a 2-tile wide version of this single tile desk. Pretty simple. And I also made a new desk using this accent table. I believe they classify this as a coffee table, which is a bit weird because it is quite a tall table. But yeah, when I first saw this, I honestly thought it was a desk until I noticed this panel at the bottom. I simply just removed the panel and voila, desk. And also it does have clutter slots underneath, so you can still place things underneath if you would like, similar to this. But yeah, moving on to the final section, which are the bookshelves. So these bookshelves were really cool. I liked them. And if you look at the side, I noticed that it looks like they're two separate objects. So I just went ahead and made like a smaller version of them. And I also made like a consistent width version of them as well, or depth, I suppose, since we're looking at it from this angle. But yeah, it's a consistent depth, so you can make a line. The main reason I did that was because when you put them next to each other like this with the original object, it does have a bit of a shading difference, which is a bit weird. I'm not sure why it does that, but when I made these versions, that's no longer an issue. And then like a cool thing that I would do with these is turn them into a TV unit, because honestly I can never get enough of TV units. I'll just use a base game one. But yeah, that's honestly all there is to it. I will put the download links for these two custom content add-ons in the description below. As with my previous custom content add-ons, you will need to own the respective packs in order for the items to appear in your game. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye guys!